How do you play college soccer if you want to go to a top academic, a Division III school, and you're not playing MLS Next or ECNL? I'm the College Soccer Guy. I help you play college soccer. Let's get into it. So, in order to play college soccer, when you're not playing at the highest levels of club soccer, you have to do the following: more video, more camps, more leverage of your own club coach, and most importantly, of all the things mentioned there, you must get genuine interest from the coach, the college coach, before the ID camp. And that is really where the strategy comes in. That's what people hire me for. That's why you want my expertise. It's because to get their genuine interest takes a strategy, and that strategy is different for each player. I'm actually going to take you through a case study, aka me working with a student, so you can see exactly what he's going to do in order to get recruited. Spoiler alert, he is being recruited by MIT, but he's got to do a lot of work to get to that point. So here is that video. College ID camps are the only way going to get recruited. League games do not matter. And if we can have a showcase, that's very helpful. But his league games do not matter. So if you guys say, hey, Zev, we can't go to that ID camp because there's a league game, then you're not going to play college soccer. You have to miss your league games for ID camps. Now, there's a balance. If you miss every single game and then we have a showcase and he doesn't play any minutes, that is not good. But his team is filled with only 3 or 4 juniors, which means the rest of the kids are committed, which also brings me to the next point. I need you to come out to the training sessions of the UPSL, which is my team. We need to get video of you playing with us because last week we played against San Marcos, which is a D2 school, and we did pretty well. So that's to say, we need you to practice with us so we can film you playing with college players. So that adds to this next thing. He is going to send an email to the Division III schools, and I've drafted the template. He knows what to say. He does need to find a genuine aspect for each one. I will help him do that, but it's important that you spend a little bit of time finding something genuine. We talked about this last time, but if you forget, finding something genuine means like you must find something either about the team itself or about somebody you know. So like with Tufts, you can mention Will. With Bates, you can mention Brady. So that's genuine. Or if you find no connection, then you have to go watch them play on YouTube. Here's the directions. The next piece for your son is this. He has made a note of the ID camps that he is going to go to. Here are the camps that he made a note of that are happening. Mass ID camps will not really work. Go to individual ID camps and individual ID camps almost only. So by mass ID camp, what I mean is Amherst has a camp with multiple schools attending. Amherst are barely going to see him, and the other D1 schools that see him are not realistic, and it's a waste of our time. So PPA camp is not a great camp unless Amherst is our top choice, or if Amherst respond positively to our video emails, which we're going to do. But this is to say, mass ID camps are not great. Now, there are a few exceptions. One of those exceptions is this camp right here. This is in May. And it's hosted by Dartmouth, and these are the other schools attending. This is a very good one. It's an exception because it's hosted by a school. It's not by a company. Like the PPA one is hosted by technically Amherst and Lafayette's coach created a company together, and then they run the camp. And it's just not a great camp for somebody like your son, meaning your son's not the fastest or the strongest, very similar to me. If he goes to that camp, he's just not going to get to stand out, even though he's a really good technical player. So to me, it's really important that we go to individual ID camps. We have to go to 3 to 5 ID camps before June. Okay, we're in March. So before June, I want 3 to 5 ID camps. And you may go, Zev, that sounds really extreme. The schools that you want to go to academically are going to be done recruiting in August. Okay, August, September, they're all done. So that means we've got 4 to 5 months to get recruited. That's it. And in saying that, that's difficult because we're not playing MLS Next and we're not playing ECNL and we're not likely to switch. And I know you guys already played ECNL and it was a bad environment, which is why you're in the new environment. So we're not switching teams. We're staying with this team, but it means you have to go to lots of ID camps. With the example of Brady, who's at Bates, he went to their camp. That's how the coach really liked him. With the example of Tufts, Will's a very good soccer player, D1 level, like clearly D1 level by my standards and other coaches, but he wanted to go academically to Tufts. He went to 2 of their camps, and they saw him at a showcase. And that's a top D3 school. So what that means is Bowdoin have a camp on April 14th. Okay, so I need both of you to look at this sheet. We're going to send emails out in hopes of getting genuine responses to decide which schools actually are interested in us. But because of time, we don't have the means to wait to find out if they're interested. So April 15th, Bowdoin, if you want to get recruited by Bowdoin, you need to go on April 15th. And it's far, and it's a one-day camp, and it's not an ideal situation, but that's what it's going to take. Then Carnegie Mellon, April 7th. We should go to that camp. It's a day camp, not ideal situation, but the spring is a really good time because they're looking for players of his age right now. By the time the summer hits, they will have closed out 30% of their roster, 40 to 60% by the end of the summer, 80, 90% by the end of summer. So spring is really a good time. University of Chicago is a reach school. They won the whole NCAA tournament, but if we want to go in June, we're going to send them an email before then. Same with Emory. We'll send them an email. This is the Harvard Clinic. There's lots of schools going, so I'm not huge on that one. But this is another one. It's not hosted by a company. It's hosted by Harvard with other schools attending. Those I do like. April 14th, Johns Hopkins. So that already puts us at traveling like crazy people. The 14th, Johns Hopkins. Is it possible to go from Johns Hopkins to Bowdoin? Probably not realistic. So that means we have to pick one or the other. And the best way to do that is to send an email, which we are going to do. But the premise I'm getting at is we're going to send an email, and it's possible they won't respond, and we're still going to have to pick a camp. Then Masters Camp is a bad camp for us. I don't recommend this camp. He's going to go to all those camps, and they're going to say, we didn't really get to see you enough. Could you come to our individual camp? That's where we're at. So I don't recommend Masters. He needs to go to the individual camps of Williams and the individual camps of Hopkins. We do not have the means to go to mass ID camps any longer. That's my strong opinion. Unless it's one I recommended, which in this case is Dartmouth, and maybe this is Harvard, maybe in the summer. Debatable. So with him, that is the situation we are in. He is going to get me his self-interview. I'm going to make his video. I already made his video because you guys sent me video from ages ago. So I already have his video. I've just been waiting for you guys to give me a self-interview so we can have a highlight video and send it out. Because with you only get one first impression, and that self-interview is really important. Then he's going to send a bunch of emails. I created a system for him inside of his Gmail account to keep track of everything in a really organized way. He's going to send those emails, then he's going to book me, and then we're going to discuss the next plan. But just so you know, basically I need us to go to an ID camp twice a month for the next 3 to 4 months. And then in the summer, we will decide, hey, which schools do we like? Which ones responded to my emails? So between now, March and May, it's about sending lots of video. So that way we can find out which coaches like us. We are not going to focus on any Division I schools. Now, we will send emails to Division I schools, but we're not going to their camps. That is a waste of time given the time frame we're in. For this student, they have a lot of work to do at the time that this was shot. They have since done the work and they've gotten some results. My job here is to tell you guys that the chance of you playing college soccer is very unlikely. That's the percentages. But why not you? I was playing JV soccer as a junior. I went on to get a full ride scholarship to play Division I. I want to help you play college soccer, but you have to understand you have to put in a lot of work, and it's not a good system. It's not a fair system. So I am here to help you if you want to be helped. Please give me a call. Links in the bio. Talk soon.